Foodie, hi everyone, it's Anna the Keto Foodie here. 7 weeks back on keto. How did I do? Find out. Right, 7 weeks back on keto. And this week I have lost a pound, which is great because it is also, ladies' times. Yeah, it's back once again. It's a month later. Oh well. So I am feeling extremely bloated. I am retaining water, but I still lost a pound. And that pound makes it so that I am 14 stone, 3 pounds, which officially puts me back into Wonderland. So 199 pounds. So I'm back into Wonderland. Yay. This past week has been a very busy week. Again, another stressful week, and not a bad stress, but a stress nonetheless. Getting things ready for at work, lots of stuff going on. Just constantly tired by the time I get home, and really just not getting enough sleep. So the fact that I've lost the pound this week has been fantastic. I'm really happy with that. And I should say that apologies for not putting this video up yesterday. In fact, I'm recording it today on Tuesday because I just got home, and yesterday was such a long day that I got home, and as they say here, I was just knackered. So I'm recording this Tuesday morning, but I probably won't be able to get it back up until this evening. But interestingly enough, that, Mondays I have not just work, but also I teach my Zumba class and my short key belly dance class. And lots of interesting things happened yesterday during the day, which I wouldn't have covered had I recorded this yesterday morning. One of them being that I was taking a photo, and I realized that my face was very clear, and the skin tone was even, and I didn't have any dry patches, which I sometimes do or used to do, and just my face felt and looked a lot better than it has in a very long time. Don't need all of my face is naturally oily, but I don't need the moisture because I do have the T-zone where it's actually quite dry and flaky. So usually I put a cream just to make sure I balance it all out, and I haven't had to do that in quite a while. And then yesterday I took a photo, and it was nice and even and looked good. So I am attributing that to keto, because I haven't had a spot or a pimple in a while, in a very long while. So, when they say eating fat makes you break out, I am starting to say, well, maybe that's not the case. So that's one good non-scale victory. Also, even though it is that time, and I feel bloated and I know I am retaining water, my clothing, every time I pass a mirror or a window where I can see my reflection, is actually fitting better, and I'm not popping out the way I used to as far as my abdominal area. So it is really nice to see that, sometimes, you're feeling bloated and you're not feeling fantastic, and you think, oh, it's not working, I'm putting the weight on, but actually that's more internal, and even though I might be bloated, I am still down on pounds in general, and it still shows in the clothing that I'm wearing. So things are hanging off my body a lot better. Yesterday I put on my top for Zumba, and that didn't have the abdominal stomach stretch that usually happens. So yesterday, before I started Zumba, that I noticed that in the mirror, and I was very happy with that one because I could see the change. So I see that my body is changing, And that's a really good thing, because it's not just always about the weight. Sometimes you stop, you lose weight, you stop because your body's changing, and then your body finishes, and then you start losing the weight again. And sometimes, and for me, that happens. So that was a really good turn for yesterday. The other cool thing that happened yesterday was during my Zumba and my belly dance class. For a very long time, I haven't been able to really increase my own impact, mainly because I have a knee injury that I still am working through. But it's the fact that I've, I guess, lost this weight. Yesterday, I did a double class, and I was able to increase the impact and work out a bit harder. And I haven't kind of jumped around for a while, and yesterday I was able to do that. So that really surprised me, and I was really happy with it, because I was able to, like I said, work out a bit harder and do my double class. And I'll tell you, the impact of not being able to jump for quite a long time and do things with both legs, because I usually have to favor one over the other because of my knee injury. Well, first of all, my hips, my legs, my glutes, my quads, there was a lot going on yesterday, and I really worked them out because I could increase that impact. And by the end of that, I was spent. With Zumba, I did, really worked out my legs, but also with the belly dance, because everything, when it comes to the belly dance, comes from the hips and the knees mainly. So really working all of that, and also a lot of hip ups and hip downs, which I put in my workout, which means my obliques got a workout. And by the time I was done, and actually I did a shorter belly dance class than usual, because I was going a bit harder on the legs and the obliques, and I was, like I said, I could feel it. Even though the class was shorter, I felt it, and so did everybody else. And you think belly dance, because it's a bit slower and you're not jumping around, that you're not going to sweat. Completely incorrect. I was just as sweaty after the belly dance class than I did the Zumba. So I got a really good double workout. So it was a good day. And previously, and last week and the week before, I really hadn't done any workouts because I had to cancel most of my classes for one reason or another. So this week I'm back almost at full tilt. So I had my Monday class and my Thursday class. Just found out I don't have the room for the Friday Zumba class. So there's no Friday Zumba, but next week I'm back on all 3 days of my classes. So yesterday it was great. I wasn't even a third of the way through my belly dance class, and my Fitbit just went bzzz. You've hit your 10,000, which I haven't done in actually quite a while. So I've gotten my steps in, which I haven't really done in the past 2 weeks. So I know that I'm moving more. So that's great. So clothes fitting better, I'm feeling better, and my workouts got a bit harder because I took up the impact. So very happy with that. Last week was also the first week of my husband's scientific experiment. So last week he did not have any alcohol at all, and was checking his macros and eating completely on plan. And happy to say he's lost 4 pounds last week. And men tend to lose easier or faster than women. So never ever compare yourself to the opposite sex, because we have completely different body structures when it comes to the fat that we hold. So men tend to lose faster and easier. But the interesting thing as well was how his t-shirts, and over the weekend, he would have a t-shirt on, and there was one t-shirt and it was just completely hanging off of him. His stomach area has really gone down, and the change in his face also has been dramatic. Like, this is the point where his face changed as well as his body, and literally his t-shirt was just hanging off of him. So it was very exciting to see that that change for him. Again, this week we've had some really good food. We had, well, first of all, I made the video finally for my Indian butter chicken, inspired by both Headbangers Kitchen and Keto Connect, and I do it slightly different, my own version, but still pretty close to their recipe, very close to their recipe, in fact. So I made the video for that, so I'll link to that up here. And then I also added my little version of pilau cauliflower rice, and I added some kale into it. So I have the whole video, so that's the one that I'll connect to. We also made keto cottage pie. Cottage pie or shepherd's pie is very big here in the UK. Very easy to make. It's a crowd pleaser. It is what my husband deems as a Sunday dinner. So, and he misses his Sunday dinners, and he misses mash in particular. And actually, yeah, I do too. So he made the cottage pie. Again, it was a Headbangers Kitchen recipe. He made it on Friday, and oh my gosh, was it so good. And instead of potatoes, he used mashed cauliflower, and you could not tell the difference. I mean, sure, if you took a spoonful of mashed cauliflower, you can tell it was mashed cauliflower, but once you laid it on, once you added some cheese, once it was baked and you had it with the minced beef, you could not tell it was different. In fact, our girl had it with us, so when her dad said, "Oh, we ran out of cauliflower, so for your side we used potatoes," she was like, "Oh, okay." And so he lied, and he said, no, that was cauliflower. So she was like, okay. Yeah, I couldn't tell the difference, but it was so good. I actually had him make it again on Sunday. So we had a proper Sunday dinner, and he made the cottage pie again, and it was just as good. In fact, he doubled the layer of cauliflower that was on top, because we made a big batch that had 6 servings rather than smaller servings. So he got to take it to work as well. And it was so good. And then on Saturday, we had homemade burgers, and it was bacon cheeseburger with keto mug bread and courgette fries or courgette chips. My macros didn't allow for the almond coating, so I just had them with Parmesan, grated Parmesan on them, and so they were more like cheesy courgette chips. But he had them with almond flour and rolled them, and they were nice and crunchy, because I did steal a little bite of one of his just to see how it turned out. He was very happy with it. I was very happy with mine, and it was like nice and like almost like a cheat, because it was like nice and greasy, and it was cheeseburger and chips, and it was really good for a Saturday. So very satisfying for a Saturday meal. And that's been my week. So if you stuck around this long, thank you very much for watching. If this video has given you something to think about or to relate to, please consider giving me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to know when I post new videos, please click the subscribe button and the bell, because the bell will notify you when I upload another video. Thanks again. Thank you so much. I've gotten a bunch of new subscribers, and really thank you for joining me. Really happy to. And again, if I can help, please comment below. Please ask any questions that you'd like, and I will answer you. So thank you for joining me officially on this journey. For those of you who are watching here and there, welcome to you, and I'm glad you're here. So I will see you next time. And until next time, I say to you, foodie bye, everyone.